All right, good morning. It's the morning grind, and we're going to get started first off with what we're thankful for this morning. How's everybody?
Amazing.
What? Amazing? Amazing. Mark, how you doing? Good. Okay, so let's start out the morning with what we're grateful for. We'll start out with Jacob. Go ahead, man. What are you grateful for this morning?
This morning I had breakfast with Tommy and some of his friends in the Old South.
John Floyd?
John Floyd.
Oh, you got to the big breakfast table. Hey, Noah, what's up, baby?
Grateful to just sit at the table and just listen to people like that.
That matters a lot. I'm going to be talking about you a little bit today. It's interesting that you had that breakfast going on. Very good. Mark, what are you grateful for this morning?
Because yesterday they finally announced who the president is after counting for a whole week since last week.
Okay, so last time I was on the show, you were talking about the elections in Kenya were taking place. And so now they've been counting ballots for a week. Now, did your candidate win?
Yes.
Who you wanted to win?
No, he wasn't who I wanted to win, but he was the best candidate.
Oh, fair.
That place, and
Yeah.
He won.
Okay. Do you think everyone is satisfied with the election?
No, not really. In fact, that's one thing I want to pray for, because the opposing party is actually causing chaos and bringing all the shenanigans in there.
Yeah.
So it's getting crazy.
Yeah, we'll pray for peace in that situation. Yeah. Okay, thanks for sharing. Travis, what are you grateful for this morning?
I think I'm grateful we're going to get a little rain today.
A little rain?
I like the rain.
I hadn't even looked to see. I don't mind rain. Yeah.
I like it every now and then.
Yeah.
Not a full day of rain, but a couple hours of some solid rain. It's good.
When I look at all the people out west that are wondering about water, I never get too upset about the rain when it comes. You know, I mean that's true. Josh Harrell, what are you grateful?
Mark got a haircut.
Oh, okay, all right.
Good.
I like it. Cameron, what are you thankful for?
I am thankful for my capacity.
Your capacity.
Yes.
All right. What do you mean by that?
Expand just the stuff that I'm able to take in. I've never been able to take in this much.
All right.
without
So
kind of freaking out.
do you feel like the brain's expanding a little bit, getting better at taking in information? Okay. Very good. All right. Well, I am grateful this morning. A lot of times I go around and ask everybody else what they're grateful for, and I don't get a chance to say what I'm grateful for, but I'm super grateful for the chance to just be here. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about signs this morning. We're going to talk a little bit about Chinese farmers. I don't know what all those have in common. We're going to parse it all out. We're going to talk a little bit about connection. And so we're going to talk about those things, but I'm thankful for the ability to come and sit and share with you guys and share with everybody that's out there that's watching. I get a chance to sit at this table. This table does not even belong to me. I am a guest, and I am a guest host of the Morning Grind. So I feel like it's my show because I come every Tuesday and got Premier Mortgage Group up here. But I truly am a guest, so I'm thankful for the chance. So good to be here with you guys. The show this morning, I'm going to talk about signs. So signs, everywhere is sign. Everybody heard that song before. And so a couple of things that have been on my mind about signs and about the intentions that you have, the way you see things that are happening, those kinds of things, all started with Cameron. Cameron's story about the Chinese farmer. So I don't know if you remember, but it's basically a story of a Chinese farmer who has these events that start to happen in his life around him. Everybody around him has some judgment as to whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. The Chinese farmer just reserves judgment and doesn't actually judge the thing. He just lets it be. So as these things start to unfold, you find that sometimes things that you may judge as good or judge as bad really either are the opposite of what you thought, or they may not be related at all. It's one of those things that you have to reserve judgment because the things around you will continue to change, right? So just a really quick way to bring that home to yourself is if you are committed to being a professional realtor and you are committed to your job and committed to being the best person for someone to use to buy or sell, does that change if prices are up or prices are down? It shouldn't. right? I mean, the prices are what they are. So whether the prices are up or what prices are down, whether the sign is this way or that way, shouldn't change what your internal compass is telling you, which is I'm going to train to be the very best option for someone who wants to buy or sell at that particular time. So that's kind of one way just in our daily lives that sort of shows up. And so Jacob asked me, how do you know when a sign is a sign? And I think the question was, is that a sign? Or is that just a sign, right? And so I didn't really know how to answer the question. I think the only way I knew how to answer was to say, I'm not that smart. I really don't know. So I felt like I didn't have a really great answer for you. But I think it really boils down to not judging the things that are happening, but then also trying to line up what you're seeing around you with what's going on internally. So, for example, if you're looking around, and let's just take gas prices, for example. That's one that just kind of sticks out in my mind. So, Josh, what are you paying for gas these days?
Fill up my tank.
Yeah, just what per gallon? What's?
I think the last time I filled it was like $3.25.
Yeah, $3.25. Okay, so recently I think it was higher. I mean, it's certainly been lower, right? So, well, okay, so great point, right? So if you go to the gas pump today and you look and it says the price of gas is $3 a gallon, right? Well, that's really not going to change between the time you get your gas and the time you go to pay for it, right? I mean, so how you feel about it and how you interpret that sign is going to matter to you as you go throughout your day. So if you look at the gas prices, I know that if half the people I may talk to about gas prices are going to say, well, they ran the price up really high so they could bring it down to $3 a gallon to make us all feel better about it being higher than it was 6 months ago, right? Okay, I mean, I don't know. I don't control gas prices. Or you may have half the people that say, all right, this is awesome. Gas prices were up, now they're down, things are getting better, right? So you may have somebody that just started driving last month and they're just like, I can't believe gas costs this much, right? Well, the price of gas has not changed for all of those individuals. But what has changed is how each of those individuals interprets those signs. So I would tell you to understand that signs are all around you. So Jacob, question to you. You were asking me that question. You just had a wonderful breakfast with a lot of super accomplished, very experienced people in your field. What kind of sign was that? Was that a sign of, did it make you feel like, hey, wait a minute, I'm on the right track. I may be around some people that can help me get where I'm going. What did you think about that breakfast? How did it make you feel?
I think I felt good, but I honestly thought about exactly what you told me, and then I just took it as I'm just in present moment, just enjoying my time with these people.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can see that as a sign that you can interpret a ton of different ways. You probably did exactly the best thing that you could do, which is experience being there with them in that moment in time, which is the only way you could, unless you can recreate and have that breakfast happen now, which you can't, right? The only time you could have that breakfast with them and learn from those men, hear their situations, is right then in that present moment. So one of the other things we talked about was taking the signs that you see and trying to align the signs with your internal. So my question to you is, did the Chinese farmer get his internal right first and then interpret the signs, or did he let the signs determine his internal?
I think his internal was already right.
Right, because the signs always change. If you're going to determine whether you are or are not going to be happy one day based on gas prices, I've been here 51 years. They've changed all the time since I've been here. So I would say probably set your internal, then use that to interpret the signs, right? So if your internal says, hey, you know what? I've got to do certain things to be able to provide for my family and do all the things that I do. I've got to buy gas as a part of that because this is the way this is set up. So I'm just going to interpret that as it comes, deal with it as it comes. So get those internals right and then start to see the signs. Because if you wait to just react to all the signs, I'm telling you, that's what the news business is for. Man, they will scare you, they will move you, they will shape you, they will try to get everything they can to keep you off track. The way to watch the news, so what I'm going to challenge you to do is there's two things I'm going to challenge you to do. Does anybody need a new piece of business? Everybody got too much business? Too much business? Enough? Need some more? Okay, need some more business. Okay, all right. So there's two things I'm going to suggest that you do. One, I don't know if you're a watcher of the news. If you watch the news, I don't really watch the news very much, but that's just one of those good, easy examples. You could think of something else if you attend church regularly. The next time you listen to the sermon or take some time and watch the news, just take about 20 minutes of where you have the ability to watch something that is going to just kind of give you some signs and some opinions and try to shape things a little bit. So what I want you to do is two exercises. I mean, you may or may not do them. I'm going to leave you with them. It's up to you if you do them or not. But the one thing I would say is find somewhere where there's an outlet that you watch some type of news, opinion, presentation, and then get with yourself in a meditative state, in a real quiet, still space. Get your internals together. I'm Jacob Freeze. I'm making myself as qualified as I can to help people buy and sell real estate. I'm learning how to create for myself new opportunities. I'm learning how to do what I can with what I've got where I'm at. I'm learning to always get a little quicker, better, faster. I'm learning how to pour my life force into my day-to-day. It just happens to show up in real estate, or it happens to show up here or there, but that's what I'm in the act of doing. Okay, so really get it home with that feeling and get it home with that center space like the Chinese farmer. Then go and watch the news. Go and listen to your preacher. Go and expose yourself to one of those sources through the lens of your internal and see how it makes you feel differently. You may watch the news one time and be like, nah, y'all just trying to scare people. Y'all aren't really even telling true things. Y'all are just making stuff up. Y'all's agenda is something I see so very clearly, whereas before, I may not have seen that sign. Does that make sense? The other thing I would tell you is focus on your attention. So I said if you want a new piece of business, I'm going to tell you one way that I can guarantee that you're going to get a new opportunity sometime in the next 30 days. All of you receive the Premier Pass. It's a little goofy thing that we do 2 minutes every morning. It tells you what the rates are doing. Cameron, my guy here, Cameron Harper, he gives us all our stats every morning. We measure the absorption rate. There's a lot of really actually good data in there, but that's not really even the point. The point is we share a pro tip, and that pro tip is going to be about how you can get approved if you're self-employed, or you can deal with adjustable rate mortgage, just all these different things. So, and you can take this if you would like. If you take the lesson, that's just as important. It doesn't actually matter if you do the thing, but it's the Premier Pass challenge, right? So if you watch the Premier Pass and you take that pro tip that comes out in the Premier Pass every day, I can tell you if you were to take that tip and share that with one other person every day, it will lead to a new piece of business. Well, how is that, Shannon? Well, the reason for that is if it's not that the tip is anything that's super secret. It's not that it's all that great in and of itself. It's the act of your attention. So if you're looking at that and you take that 2 minutes every day and you think about your coaches, think about your training, think about all those things. If you take that and you boil that down and your attention is right there on self-employed borrowers or people that are working on 1099, and if you took it and you said to yourself, all right, I'm just going to make it a point today to tell one person that tip, and you just talk to your neighbor. You know, you were talking on your show about how connections and one thing leads to another. That all starts with your attention. Josh, you've got your attention in that area, and then you start to radiate out from there. So if you take that challenge and you say to yourself, every single day I'm going to share that with somebody, and if you took that pro tip and you said, they may not be looking for a house or looking for a mortgage. That's not the point. The point is it will bring your focus and your attention on, hey, I'm going to talk to this person and give them something of value. Hey, you know what? I just heard today that if you're a 1099 employee, you have to be treated like self-employed, and there's some ways for you to get qualified to buy a house, but you have to do it a little bit differently. Then the next day you find somebody else and you say, you know what I heard today? I heard ... If you did that every day for a month, I can guarantee you will start ringing the cash register, because you'll send out the signal, I'm where you need to come for that information. I'm the guy that that knows those things. Okay? So that's it. Look for the signs, get your internals right first, get inside, and then interpret the outside, because you can tell very quickly that if you let the outside determine the inside, you're going to be a mess. We'll see you next time.